That doesn't bother me at all, but there's so much more depth to what Paul's trying to teach there when you read that verse accurately and you see that he's talking about something that faith brings forth.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about faith giving birth to love.
Yeah.
He's not talking about the other way around there.
Right.
He's saying the faith will bring forth the love of God,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Inside of you. And the love of God is peace, love, joy, kindness, all that kind of stuff.
Which verse is that?
It's in Galatians chapter 4. Maybe it's 5. It might be 5. Hold on.
I thought it was 5.
You're probably right. I might have it might be 5:4, and so I might in my head thought it was 4:5. If my phone will work at any moment now. My phone might work. And
Mine does that too. I think we live in a
5:6.
5:6.
Galatians 5:6. Yeah, go back and study. For those of you that are interested in this, you can go back and study the whole chapter. And notice how he's not saying that faith comes forth by love. He's saying faith brings forth love.
Mm.
And that's why right at the end of it, he talks about walking in the Spirit. He talks about the fruit of walking in the Spirit. Well, that would be the same as walking in the faith.
Sure.
Walking in the Spirit is to walk in the faith.
Yeah.
Right? So if you walk in the faith, the fruit of that is going to be love.
Yes.
And then what's interesting about what Paul does there is that he would call that love that he describes there, he wouldn't just describe that as love like it's mentioned in the fruit of the Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
He would describe the love of God as all of the fruit of the Spirit. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not just love, but peace,
Yeah.
joy, kindness, meekness, faithfulness. All of those things would be an aspect of the love of God.
Sure.
When Paul talks in Romans 8 about nothing can separate us from the love of God. What he's talking about there is nothing can separate us. This death that found a way to enter the world through Adam, that no longer possesses the power to separate us from the peace and the love and the joy and the kindness and the peace and the meekness and the faithfulness of God. Because that death that found a way to enter the world through Adam has been condemned in the body of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
So now we see, in the person of Jesus, we see the death that was all the time telling us we were separated from life. We see it conquered in the body of Jesus.
Right.
And so that tells us now, when we encounter it in this world, when we encounter peril, or famine, or sword, or any of those kinds of things, we know that those things can't keep us from experiencing peace here and now. Because we saw the power of death destroyed.
Right.
And what that does is it fills our souls with hope, which is a certainty that we have life.
Yes.
Right? Because he
Yes.
who has the Son has life. Right? So the Son is in me. If something horrible happens and something horrible happens to me, that can't keep me from the peace of God.
Right.
Because I see that death has been conquered, and even should something bad happen to me in this world, that can't separate me from the life of God, because I've been braided together with the Godhead through Christ.
Yes.
And so what happens is even this bad thing that happened to me, I can find my soul being saved from the effects of it by saying, this can't separate me
Right.
from the life of God.
Right.
Nothing
Right.
can separate me
Yeah.
from the life of God. Right?
I just think of